Welcome back to the English class. Today we are looking at Unit 2, Gulliver's Travels. I don't know about you, but I get very excited with classics. Gulliver's Travels, as given in this unit, is taken from an adaptation of the very famous Gulliver's Travels written by the very famous Jonathan Swift. He was Irish by nationality and was born in the year 1667. He was a clergyman or a priest and had a passion for writing. He tried out different genres or styles of writing. Let's look at Gulliver's Travels. This particular story falls in the category of fantasy. Here, a world that is unreal and totally out of the imagination of the writer is presented to us. The central character is Lemuel Gulliver, who is a surgeon. He gets bored with his profession and decides to take on adventurous voyages. And these adventurous trips land him at strange places with strange people. The whole story is narrated in the first person. He himself is narrating the story. The book describes all of Gulliver's travels and his experiences at these imaginary places. Now go ahead and read the story. I'm sure you would enjoy reading this. And along the way, I'm sure you will find a few tongue twisters. The strange places that Gulliver travels to also have strange names. Let's try and pronounce a few of them. The first one is simple, Lilliput. And the people from Lilliput are called Lilliputians. Let's look at the others. Blefuscu. I know, that's a tongue twister. That's the neighboring island with little people like Lilliputians called Blefuscudians. Then we come across Brobdingnags. Say that with me, Brobdingnags. This is the land of the giant people. So have fun reading the story, and I'm not giving away any of the suspense. At the end of the lesson, you find a set of words and their meanings. Some of those words might be new to you. Please take time to go through all the words and their meanings and try and use them in sentences of your own. I've picked out one for you. Envoy, spelled as E-N-V-O-Y. It means a representative of a king or an authority like an ambassador. Let's use that in a sentence. An envoy was sent by the king with a message. Page number 20 onwards, we find some exercises. The first one is jumbled spellings. We will look at a few of them. Basically, you have to look at all the words given there and put the letters in the right order so that the spelling is correct. Let's look at the first one. This looks like Lilliput. Let's write the right spelling here. Let's look at the seventh one. M-E-T-A-S-J-Y. Looks like majesty. Let's put the right spelling there. M-A-J-E-S-T-Y. The 10th one looks like attack. What is the right spelling? A-T-T-A-C-K. Like this, you can rearrange the jumbled spellings and make them correct. Let's move on to page 21 where another exercise is given, again based on spellings. Let's look at it. Circle the words with the right spelling from each row of options given below. There are rows of options given. You have to pick out the right spelling. Let's look at one. Participate is given with different spellings. Pick out the right spelling. This is where you have to learn the spellings of these words so that you can pick out the right one. The first option is the answer. Let's look at the second one. Blanket. What is the spelling of blanket? B-L-A-N-K-E-T. That's right. The third option is the answer. The third question, accustomed. What do you think is the right spelling of accustomed? A-C-C-U-S-T-O-M-E-D. That's right. The fourth option is the answer. Likewise, go ahead and do the rest of the questions as well. This is followed by a comprehension section. The same way you did in the other lessons, you have to try and answer these questions, and if you are in doubt, go back and read the passage once more and then come back and answer these questions. Now we are moving to the grammar section. It is about subject and predicate, the two parts of a sentence. We've learned about this earlier, but we will look at a few more aspects of this in this lesson. A subject is what the sentence is speaking about. A predicate gives information about the subject. It tells us what the subject is doing or feeling or whatever information about the subject. Let's look at an example. Seema dived into the pool. Here, the sentence is talking about Seema. So, the subject is Seema. Predicate is dived into the pool. That's what Seema is doing. It gives information about the subject. Rohit has a good memory. Here the subject is Rohit. Has a good memory is a predicate. It's not necessary that the subject comes first in a sentence. The order can be jumbled. Example, how majestic is the whale? The subject is the whale. The predicate is how majestic is. Likewise, there are sentences where the subject may not be mentioned. The subject may be left out. Example, please do the needful. There is no subject in this sentence. Or stand up. There is no subject in this sentence. It is not mentioned who has been asked to stand up. There is no subject. These are called imperative sentences, as we have learnt earlier. Sentences beginning with there are often confusing. Always remember that there is not a subject. There is a man outside the door. Here, man is the subject, not there. There is also an exercise that's given to practice what we just learned. On page 25, you find a beautiful little poem called Donnybrook. It's written by James Stephens. He also happens to be Irish. Go ahead and read that poem. It is simple. It is about the beautiful night sky. There are words to be learned maybe for the first time. Go through those words, learn their spellings, and use them in sentences. We have an interesting grammar section that follows. This is about clauses. Let's see how a clause is different from a phrase. Both are parts of a sentence. A clause, unlike a phrase, contains a subject and a predicate. Example, Rakesh thinks that he is better than everyone. Here, he is better than everyone is a clause. He serves as a subject and is better than everyone is a predicate. Let's look at a few more examples. The sun rises in the east, but it sets in the west. Pick out the clause from this sentence. Yes, the clause follows but. It sets in the west. Let's look at the next one. People who do not respect others are rude. Let's try and pick out the clause from this sentence. You're right. Do not respect others. That's the clause there. It follows the word who. We've come to the end of the unit. It ends with communication section, which has to do with listening, speaking, and writing. Follow the instructions and keep practicing.